Teutopolis High School, home of the Wooden Shoes, a basketball program that's had a winning tradition for both boys and girls.
Better be willing to set all of your personal wants, needs, and desires aside, and be prepared to accept the fact that it's going to be the team and the program are always going to come number one. You're always going to come number two. Okay, and number three, you better be ready to work harder than you've ever worked at anything in your life. And if you're willing to do those things, then you can be a success at Teutopolis in basketball.
The 2008-2009 girls basketball team was expecting great things for the season. The girls team was coming off a third-place finish in the previous year.
It was awesome. Just sitting there on a bench was even awesome because, they were always flashing a camera in your eyes or lights were all on you and you got to be on TV. Yeah, it was.
Well, the 08-09 season started off strong, but then the Shoes hit a road bump in the middle of the season with them losing a stretch of games. At the end of the season, the Shoes were heading into the regionals struggling to find scoring, but somehow managed to keep working hard, and at the end of the season, the Shoes found themselves in the regional championship game, but eventually lost to the Vandalia Vandals.
We got close last year. We didn't make it. I want to get back there, and I really thought we could have this year, but, things just didn't work out.
The 08-09 season might not have worked out on the winning side for the Lady Shoes, but they provided the fans with more great memories and hard work.
Yeah, coming from T-Town and going to a college, they always say it's much easier because T-Town basketball is always so disciplined and you had to work hard.
The boys team this year finished with a record of 24-4, losing to the Marshall Lions in the regional championship game. Many people were saying the Shoes had another state run in them, but that was taken away from them in the regionals. The boys, though, had another great year and are expecting great things in the future.
The program is in great hands. I think that they will exceed, go far and above and exceed anything that was done during my tenure, and I certainly hope that they do.
Looking back at the rich winning tradition of T-Town basketball, you have to begin where it all started. T-Town basketball began in the 1920s with Henry Fagan and J.H. Griffin as coaches. In the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, the Wooden Shoes had 8 20-plus win seasons and 16 15-win seasons.
My junior and senior year went back-to-back regional championships, which in the past 10 or 11 years, T-Town had not won a regional. I thought that was quite an accomplishment.
During the 1960s and 70s, the boys continued to have great success, winning 8 regional championships and having 10 more 20-win seasons and 17 15-win seasons. Much of this success had to do with the head coach, Lawrence Carey.
Had a very enjoyable season under Lawrence. He made it a fun game for all of us. We learned a lot. He was young when he first came, and as he progressed, he always told me he learned a lot.
During the 1980s and 90s, the new head coach was Ken Crawford. In his first 5 seasons, he brought the boys basketball program to its first ever state title in 1986, going undefeated.
We won Teutopolis' first sectional, boys sectional, was won in 1986, and that was a big thing here in the community. And I don't think anybody dreamed that we won the sectional. I don't think anybody dreamed that we were going to go on and be an undefeated state champion. And that so that was a very special year. But we did in '86. Winning a state championship was very special.
In his next 10 years, the boys had won 3 regionals and got to the state tournament 3 more times. 1994, 1998, and in 2000, they got second in state.
1994, just a great group of young men, went undefeated all the way to the state quarterfinals at Champaign and got beat by 1 point by Nashville, or pardon me, by Pinckneyville, who went on and won the state championship. And then 98, I felt I had a group of real overachievers, and they ended up getting to the quarterfinals and getting beat by a team that was undefeated, Spring Valley Hall, and they were ranked number 1 in the state. Spring Valley was.
In 2000, the team provided fans with such great memories, but one player said that he will never forget his experience at the state tournament.
It was good. It was really good. I had a former basketball player who told me before we went up to state, he said, "Go up there and win it for me, Todd, because it's lonely on top." And he was part of the '86 team, holding up the first place trophy, but it was still great being able to finish second, bringing that back to town for everybody. So
During the early part of the 2000s, the boys had won 4 more regional championships but got beat in the sectionals. But in 2006 and in 2007, the coach and his players led his team to back-to-back state appearances in Crawford's final 2 years, getting 3rd place in 2007 and receiving their 3rd state trophy in team history.
And in 2007, I went back with just a great group of young men. That was my last year, and we were very close, and they ended up getting third in the state.
Holding up that state trophy is what one former player dreamed about when he was younger.
It was like one of the greatest moments of my life. It was really, really exciting and kind of sad too, because I knew it was over. It was just like every kind of emotion rolled into one.
Overall, the boys have had 40 20-win seasons and 4 30-win seasons and rank among the top 5 teams in the state of Illinois with over 1,600 wins.
I can go anywhere in the state, and when people say, where are you from? And I say, Teutopolis, and they say, oh, the Wooden Shoes. They know us. Everybody knows us, and they know about us, and they've seen us play, and they know our mascot. They know those things, and you got to be doing something right if you're noticed that much across such a large area like our state.
Not only have the boys had success, but the girls' basketball program has dominated over the years.
In the early years, T-Town basketball girls dominated, but now you don't see that because everyone else has brought up their level. The level of girls basketball in the state of Illinois has improved dramatically.
But in the 1980s and 90s is where the girls' basketball program took complete control. In the 8 out of 10 years during the 1980s, Dennis Custer took the girls' program to the state tournament 7 times. In the 1984 and 85 season, they got the girls' first ever 2 straight trophies, getting 2nd place in back-to-back years.
All those hours paid off. All those things that, there's many times where we would be running or we'd be doing something, we would think, oh my goodness, when's this going to get over? Is this really worth it? But when you get to that moment, oh, I would do this again in a heartbeat.
You can see the smile on my face. It's something you'll never ever forget. It's so rewarding. I don't know, like I said, I think the smile on my face takes it all.
For the next 5 years, the girls had won the state championship and back-to-back-to-back in 1988, 1989, and 1990, becoming the first team ever to do that in Illinois girls basketball history.
I would have to say it's very remarkable, but I think it all boils down to who your coach was. If you've got a coach that can coach you, and as we've said before, tradition, as you've said.
During the decade of the 1990s, though, the girls continued to have more success, winning 3 more state trophies and going to the state tournament 4 more times. They got 3rd place in 1994, 1st place in 1995, and 2nd place in 1997. Up until 2006, the girls continued to win regional after regional. They made it to the finals once again in 2002, getting 2nd place. Overall, the girls' basketball program has had 25 20-plus win seasons and 9 30-plus win seasons.
I think T-Town basketball is based off of tradition, a lot of hard work, ethics. You give it 110% no matter what.
To keep the great winning success alive at T-Town is going to rely on current high school students and future junior and grade school students as well.
The best advice would be for those kids to get prepared for that, to maybe talk to former players to find out what can I expect? What's it going to be like? And know that if you work hard and you show up and you give your best effort, that the coaches are going to do the same thing for you. And more times than not, we're going to be successful. And know that you can keep the wooden shoe tradition alive.
The past players for boys and girls provided great memories in winning ways, but now it's up to the younger students to keep that winning tradition going at Teutopolis High School.